students. Now we are going to discuss about amphibians. Amphibians are, we know that they are the first to that chordates, or basically the vertebrates, to invade the land, and so they share both the land and water to complete their life cycle, and that is why they are called amphibians. Now let us see what are the characters in the amphibians. So here are the common amphibians: frog, salamander. These are very common. Now, if you go on for the habitat, we know that most of them are they remain in moist places. Clear, they share both land and water, and they remain in moist places. But some of them may be aquatic. But there is typically there is no marine form. Clear, they if they remain in the water, they remain in always in fresh water. In amphibians, we don't find any marine form of amphibians. Now body is, now can see the body is having that head, trunk and tail. May they have, may not, but their neck is absent. So neck is absent, and they have a paired forelimb and hind limbs. And you can see here there are the 4 toes in the forelimb and 5 toes in the hind limb. Clear, which are webbed also, maybe webbed also as that of the frog. But skin is generally moist with lots of glands. Clear, with lots of glands, which presence of mucus, and sometimes they may be poisonous. Mouth is wide and teeth is apparent, and tongue is muscular, and they may protrude out their tongue. You can see here they may protrude out their tongue. If we see, the digestive system opens in the cloacal aperture, which is a common opening for the excretion, digestion, and excretion, that is urinary bladder, the digestive system, rectum. Clear, as well as, so it is a common opening, the cloacal aperture. So respiration may occur by skin, by buccal cavity, or by lungs in the adults, but in tadpole stage, that is the tadpole stage, they mainly respire by gills. Or when they are in the aquatic condition, on the adult frog is in the aquatic condition, they mainly respire by skin, and in tadpole condition they have the gills for their respiration. In circulatory system, they have 3-chambered heart. You can see here one auricle, another auricle. So 2 auricles, single ventricle, sinus venosus and conus arteriosus. For the nervous system, they have 10 pairs of cranial nerves. Sense organs, the eyes are provided with eyelids. You can see here the nictitating, these membranes are there covering the eye, and eardrum is often tympanum, often in the surface of the skin, and there is no external ear. So they don't have any external ear, only eardrum is present. And excretory system is a pair of kidney. And body temperature, if you consider body temperature, they are cold-blooded animals. And reproductive system, they are unisexual oviparous. During breeding season, they make mating calls, and fertilization is external. So all these are the characters of the amphibians, and how they are more advanced than that of the fishes are that they have limbs for movement instead of fins. They have eyelids for protecting their eyes. Clear, they can they have protruded tongue for capturing food, 3-chambered heart. So all these are the characters So all these are the character by they are more advanced that of the fishes. And the unique characters is moist body without any special exoskeleton, and the moist skin, respiration through lungs, buccal cavity, moist skin, and the digestive system opens in cloacal aperture. They are poikilothermal. They are amphibians living both in land and water. We are going to discuss about the reptiles. So if we go on for the structures of reptiles, they are the first vertebrates to adapt on the totally on the terrestrial land condition. So let us see how they have, what are the structures and how they are adapting with the land condition. Now here you can see a wide array of these reptiles clear, and it's from right from snake to crocodile. And now what are their characteristics? If we go on for the habitat, they are terrestrial, except some like tortoise, crocodile, they are live in water. Body form, if we go on for the body form, we'll find that they have head, they have neck, they have trunk and tail. So unlike that of the amphibians, which are devoid of neck, they have neck. Appendages are, they have two pairs of pentadactyl limbs. You can see here the two pairs of pentadactyl limbs, but it's not in snake, this is absent. Clear? Skin, they have a very dry and glandular skin. So mind the student, this is one of the important feature of the reptiles, that they have very dry and glandular skin, which is covered by the exoskeleton of bony epidermal scale. Clear? So their body is also covered with scales, and that is epidermal. Clear? Epidermal scales are there, and these prevent the loss of water, and which help them to remain in the dry land. And snakes, lizard, they are often having skin cast. They, by process of molting, they shed their skin and forms a new skin. Now if you go on for the digestive system, you'll find that mouth is large, teeth is acrodont, clear, very sharp there, and in both the jaws. And respiratory organ, if you go on for this, and obviously in digestive system it opens in the cloaca. The alimentary canal does not open in anus, they opens in the cloaca. So that is also important. And respiratory organ, if we go on further, they mainly respire through lungs. Clear? The lungs is the respiratory organ in all of them. Circulatory system, they have three-chambered heart, but the ventricle is incompletely divided into septum. So they have three-chambered heart, and where the ventricle is incompletely divided. So roughly this might be the condition of the heart. So there are two auricles and one ventricle, but ventricle have a incomplete septa. Clear? So incompletely septate ventricle. So it allows to certain extent of mixture or mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, but in crocodile we find complete four-chambered heart. Now if we go on for the nervous system, we'll find that they have 12 pairs of cranial nerves. So the students follow this. Before this, till in the amphibians we have 10 pairs of cranial nerves, but here they have 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Sense organ, ear is formed of internal ear and middle ear, auditory canal, and the middle ear has a single auditory ossicle. Clear? That means not three bones, a single bone is there, and internal layers open in anterior buccal cavity. Excretory system, if we find the kidney is the main excretory organ, and the waste material is mainly the uric acid. You can find that dry pellets of the lizards. Clear? So these are the excretory, mainly excretion is by the uric acid in the landforms, And when they are in aquatic form, the main excretory product is the urea. Reproductive system, they are unisexual, exhibit sexual dimorphism. Fertilization is generally internal, and for that they have the copulatory organs, clear, and most of them are oviparous. Some of them are ovoviviparous. So most of them are oviparous, but some of them have ovoviviparous. Now another important thing is that eggs are large and abundant yolk is there. Clear, eggs are large, so abundant yolk, that means it can provide abundant nutrient. They are leathery or have a limy shell. So shelled eggs, still amphibians we didn't have the shelled eggs, but now the eggs are with limy shell, and this fluid filled third embryonic membrane amnion is present, clear, which surrounding the embryo, which also provides a particular environment, clear, for developing the embryo even in the dry land. So this development of egg is very significant for their terrestrial habitat. Now there are different organisms in this group. Now how they are advanced over the amphibians, if we go on for the advancement over the amphibians, we will see that they have a horny epidermal skin which help them to remain in the land, clear, and claws for defense. They have ribs which increase the efficiency of the lungs, and they have partially septate ventricle, clear, to at least to some level they are preventing the mixture, trying to prevent the admixture of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Now amniotic egg with a protective shell, this is very important for their terrestrial habitat. So these are the advancement over the amphibians. And examples, hemidactylus, that is wall lizard, chameleon, we know, then naja or cobra, that clear, the alligator, crocodiles, all these are example. Now why amphibians failed but they could adapt themselves on the land are the main important reasons are those. Number one, they have horny scale, clear, throughout their body, and which check the loss of the water, so keep the body to some extent moist. Internal fertilization, clear, we can find that amphibians have external fertilization, so they have to go to the water for fertilization, but they have internal fertilization, as because so the gametes are not supposed to, otherwise the gametes could not survive on the land. So internal fertilization, the presence of protective shell over the egg, clear, because in amphibians we don't have shelled eggs, and that is why in the land they will get dry and desiccate, clear. So to check this desiccation, they have the cell around the egg, and they have fluid filled amnion, clear, which is surrounding the embryo, which provide an aquatic environment for the development of the embryo in the land. So these are the causes why they are so successful in the land, but amphibians failed. So go through this.